Hi there! Welcome to our Watchmen Series Part 6 recap.
Glad you're here. Today, we are doing a deep dive into another exciting topic, the Sceptre of Judah.
The Sceptre of Judah? Sounds intriguing. Who thought the study of the end times could be so fascinating? Tell us more.
For sure. First, let me ask, have you ever watched a movie series where a small detail in the first film, something you barely noticed, becomes hugely important in the final one? The Bible is a lot like that. It's not just a collection of random books, it's one big connected story.
Today, we're going to learn how to see that story by tracing a single promise, a prophetic thread from the very beginning of the Bible to the very end.
Our journey starts near the very beginning, in the book of Genesis. Imagine an old man, Jacob, on his deathbed. He gathers his 12 sons around him to give them his final prophetic blessings.
In the midst of these powerful last words, Jacob gives a stunning prophecy to his son Judah. He speaks of a scepter, a future ruler, and a royal line that would never end.
This single promise, made at the dawn of Israel's history, is the thread we are going to follow today.
First, let's talk about our main clue, the scepter. A scepter is an ornate staff carried by a ruler, like a king. It's a symbol of their authority and right to rule.
But in the original Hebrew, the word for scepter, shebet, has a much deeper three-dimensional meaning. It means 1. The authority to rule, like the power to be king. 2. Discipline and correction, like a shepherd's rod used to guide his flock. And 3. Tribal authority. It also means tribe, pointing specifically to Judah's role as the leader.
So, with that in mind, listen to what Jacob says in Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter, shebet, shall not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until Shiloh, the Messiah, comes, and to him shall be the obedience of the people.
Now, God didn't just make this promise once and leave it. He had other prophets repeated over hundreds of years, each one adding a new, important detail. It's like zooming in on a map.
First, a prophet named Balaam sees a vision of the future. He says in Numbers chapter 24, verse 17, "A star shall come forth out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise up out of Israel." He repeats the key symbol of the scepter and adds the symbol of a star, which is what the wise men would later follow to find the newborn Messiah.
Next, the prophet Isaiah pinpoints the exact family line. In Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 to 5, he says a ruler will come from the stock of Jesse, who was King David's father. Since David was from the tribe of Judah, this confirms Jacob's original prophecy. Isaiah also says this king will rule with a rod of his mouth. Shebet, the Hebrew word for scepter, also means rod.
Finally, the prophet Jeremiah explains why this promise is so certain. He reminds the people of God's unbreakable promise to King David, called the Davidic covenant. God essentially made a divine promise, guaranteeing that a descendant of David would always be on the throne.
The picture is getting clearer and clearer.
The thread that started with Judah now runs directly through King David's royal family.
After centuries of waiting, the promise is about to become a person. The angel Gabriel appears to a young woman named Mary, a descendant of King David, and tells her she will have a son. This is where we see the prophecy fulfilled in two distinct ways.
At first glance, it might seem like the scepter prophecy wasn't fulfilled when Jesus came as a lamb, because he didn't take a physical throne or rule as a political king. But the first fulfillment wasn't about the act of ruling. It was about securing the legal and divine right to rule.
The key is in the angel Gabriel's announcement to Mary in Luke chapter 1, verses 32 to 33. The Lord God will give to him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and his kingdom will have no end."
With these words, the prophecy was fulfilled. Jesus was born as the official, God-declared heir to the throne of David. The scepter of Judah now legally belonged to him.
While he came to operate in the role of the sacrificial spotless lamb to save and redeem, his birth as the rightful king secured the promise.
Think of it like a prince who was born as the rightful heir to a kingdom. He holds the title and the right to the throne from the moment of his birth, even if he doesn't actually sit on it and exercise his power until many years later. Jesus' birth as the Lamb secured his legal claim to the scepter.
His second coming is when Jesus will exercise the power of the scepter he secured at his first coming. This is when he returns not as a lamb, but as a lion. The book of Revelation gives him the official title, Lion of the Tribe of Judah, directly connecting him back to Jacob's promise.
So in his first coming as the Lamb, he secured the right to the scepter. In his second coming as the Lion, he will exercise the power of the scepter. When he returns, it will be as a mighty warrior king to judge and to rule forever.
Revelation chapter 19, verse 13, says he is dressed in a robe dipped in blood. But whose blood is it? Many assume it's his own blood from the crucifixion. But the Bible connects this back to an older prophecy in Isaiah chapter 63. There, a divine warrior says he has trodden the winepress of God's judgment, and that the blood of his enemies has stained his clothes.
The blood-stained robe is not a reminder of his suffering, but proof of his victory as the judge and rightful ruler. It's a symbol of him finally crushing the head of the serpent, just as was promised at the very beginning of Genesis.
So, the thread that began with a deathbed promise to Judah was woven through the centuries by prophets and kings. It led to a gentle lamb on a cross, and it will find its final fulfillment in a conquering lion on a throne.
This shows us that the Bible tells one magnificent, cohesive story. Nothing is random. It is all woven together with purpose. The ultimate lesson is an invitation to read the Bible with new eyes, not just as a collection of old books, but as the single unfolding plan of God, with Jesus Christ at the very center of it all.
Thank you for joining us on this Watchmen Series Part 6 recap.
Meet us here again for our recap of Part 7. We will be looking at Balaam's end-time prophecy about a star from Jacob.
I can't wait for that one. It will be so exciting to dive into such a layered prophecy.
For sure. Friends, share this video with someone. Invite them along on this journey through the end times. Shalom, shalom.